Hello everyone, welcome to Sergeant's channel. Today we are going also to start game review as on stream, but this time it's about game review. Viewing the whole gameplay of the entire game, how it will go, is it good, is it bad, everything. So hope you guys enjoy it.
Ain't a monster out there who could take on Orgo the Mightiest. You, go over there. You, come here.
First of all, to give a fair judge, like every time I used to compare by two accounts, each one about the previous season before the one I am comparing with. Like today's season is V2, before it was T1. Like everyone knows. Game seasons, season 1, season 2, and you have V1, T1, V2, which currently you, the one I am playing with is V2, and here it is the season I am playing with, which is T1. What makes T1 is good, or what makes V2 good, we will see. How far the focus of the game, like if we are taking the aspect of the game itself being playable or not, is it fun or not, is there a focus in the game, like the developers made good job or not, like before, like today. It can be easy or it can be hard once you both understand the value. So let's start with some stuff. I have here two accounts to prove the point. Starting by the simple to the hardest. The hardest, of course, is going to be the last thing we will finish the stream by, is the game itself update. If I am not going to point out the differences between this update and before and after, because this update will going to happen to at day 9, which means after 3 days from today, according to your own country, still 6 and 9. So after the update, there are going to be major change in the season itself. So to give it a fair, I was holding, but after the game developers themselves, thankfully, they responded to me according to the support, and they answered few of my questions in a strict and straight way, which is something I prefer to be treated with, because nothing feels better than a straight answer and direct one, without any reflection. So let's start. With our classic stuff. So let's start with our classic stuff. In season summary, I just made them in a simple way. Why each season is good and why each season is bad. Every review is simplified about this. Season 1, policies. The game was good, much far good than I thought. When I first played the game, I played it because Chizgo himself made a stream about the game. I was into the game. I joined later at my first server was 54. Then I moved on. But according to the season policies itself, let's compare it. Policies are not supposed to be normal thing in the game itself. All the policies about is to how advanced you can play. to make the game more rewarding when you are having high activity. Because in the first, prestige used to be earned by playing Dragon Trail. So Dragon Trail was the peak of fun because you used to play many stuff in single player. Peak fun in single player. You enjoy learning stuff about the game itself. Like for example, you used to learn about the gameplay itself, the tactics, how to have garrison tactics. Used also to make challenges to test your power all the time, and it was helping you to max early your heroes from the epic and the blue heroes, common heroes. So policies was more rewarding because the more you are having policies, the more you can boost your decks. Your gameplay itself is based upon your policies. Because at the start you were having the upgrades in the capacity itself by numbers. Used to have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 buffs, then it become much better. It become larger in the game. So the game was technically fun. Starting from season 1, policies was great because it was helping you elixir production and other productions. Used to gain them very well. Statistically, you used to gain more elixir than this. Yes, it is too. People used to have 300,000 at season 1 or less, but little less. But compared to the army capacity, it was fair. But not only fair, but very decent. Today I have 1.5 million in my farm account. 6 seasons. Farm account having that much of army is kinda acceptable. Turned it to man from the previous season, so it wasn't that much hard work. Have multi accounts, so never ever hurt to mention any of them. Not this general, not general management character. Used to have multi accounts, so it never ever was a problem to me to be in them. And all these accounts were farming, so basically it wasn't that big of deal back then. So you have policies that increase your elixir production, resource, and above all, much better advancement at your gains. Because in the past you used to have more than just these elixir productions. You used to have resource cap and other things. So yeah, in general it was much far better policies than today. In the aspect of early startup, when you are starting a game, all the policies was serving you right. It needed to be more because at the end of the season you finish the season too fast because you are playing online too much, to the point you don't return early. So yes, season 1 policies was 9 out of 10. Why 9 not perfect 10? Because it needed more work, like extra levels, because having a million prestige at the end of the season without having the understanding of what to use in it, because you maxed all the policies, was kinda off the limit. In season 1 plus, it become little worse. Higher the cap, difficulty is high, but not matching. Same bonuses, like in today's season, there is much better upgrades. Because at the end of the day, peacekeeping was remaining the same, 10%, and that was your peak, like 10%, and that's it. You spend the 10 tech on this, and you get only 10% at season 1 plus and season 2 plus, so it wasn't that fun. Game was much far harder. There was no such a thing as prestige gained by Darklings. You were killing Darklings only to gain Arcane Dust and experience, and that was it. So it wasn't rewarding to kill much Darklings after you reached a specific level. But Arcane Dust and everything, you were having game reset. Basically, all your heroes and artifacts getting back to level 1, which wasn't that much good. Because level 1 again, and the policies level 1, and everything level 1, was kinda deal breaker to many players. But at the end of the day, you were used to gain extra rewards because the Darklings were easier to kill because you are now tier 4 player. Because you spend too much to gain tier 4 player. So at game development, you were having much advantage at season 1 plus because of T4. Unlocking T4 at the season was good, and you are playing with T4 at the very early start, so it was kind of balanced. But for policies, no, policies wasn't that effective. Like, yes, again, it's the same amount of elixir, which is good. I was having good fighting, but at the end of the day, it wasn't that grand effective. It is become less effective, but not that critical. Like, for example, I having an army of 500 or 700,000 at the start of season 1 plus was good, but many players barely made it. Like, for example, some players, low spenders, high spenders, were 1 million, but some others couldn't make it to more than 500,000 because they were stuck in training their T3 and the T2. So it was kind of hard again, and the backlash from the military cap. Military cap was too much, and you couldn't keep the speed. You just were asked about it to gain 220,000 at the start of the season or beyond. So it was kind of very hard to catch up. So yeah, it was little backing at the start, but it went good, so it is just 7 out of 10. At season 2, it was very bad. Overkill, high capacity of dwarves you needed to acquire in one army, which is very barely because you had to understand some players focus on training one unit mostly than the others. So yeah, imagine you have 2 armies in your arsenal. No, let's say the 5. One of them will be 250, 260,000, and the rest barely 150, 180, 200, 200,000. The gap between the 2 armies is too big, which makes them easier and weaker to be defeated. So it wasn't much fun. It wasn't even fun at all. The policies wasn't rewarding at all. You gain less elixir. Here, season 2 was less elixir than season 1 and season 1 plus. It was much far less, and you can notice it. So imagine your army is bigger and your troops gain less elixir, which means the free elixir was lost. So yes, from policy's perspective, it was not effective at all. You don't feel effectiveness at all. It wasn't that great. Powered the Dragon Trail, like I said, it was 10, it was perfect. You gain everything very early. It was having rewards because by every time you gain new key, you are unlocking it. So we unlocking it, you were gaining more rewards. The keys you just got from the first season, you earn too many boosts. So yes, it was very rewarding. So yes, it was perfect at season 1. At season 1 plus, it wasn't that great. You just were gaining only the previous prestige. That is the only thing you could keep. Grading was easier, but it wasn't that effective because at the end of the day, I was having like 500,000 and I already got my heals that I wanted to get. So it wasn't that much of rewarding at all compared to the previous season. And you used to learn some stuff you couldn't have access to relearn it again, like for example the Dragon Tail that takes Garrison and Alice. So yes, it wasn't that perfect, but it went better in season 2. Season 2 you used to have the opening rewards, keys rewards returned again. So it was slightly better, but everything was the same. So yes, it is just the rewards that added extra point here. So from 6 out of 10 it becomes 7 out of 10 because you can gain more keys again. You can gain much better rewards. So yes, it was good. At season 2 plus, just a half point because at the end of the day it got much better because after they deleted the prestige, it was very bad, but at the end of the day you gain much access to learn the behemoths itself, the challenge of behemoths and the mid campaigns, defending and the multi single player modes they gave was the mentioning. It is still not that very happy about the gains from the merit shop and the game shop. Here the experience and the Dragon Tail coins wasn't that very decent rewards anymore, but single player mode jumped it very fun. I enjoyed replaying some of them because of the missions, learn new tactics, defending how to use aspects, for example. This isn't one of them. Going to move, I guess, here. For example, this was a little fun, trying to defend and the other things. So yeah, it was, as I mentioned, this type of gameplays was nice and good development to the game itself. So yes, single player gameplay actually advanced here. But still, the points, like for example, you have new stuff in the game. You used to give me a tips about it to learn much better, like the garrison, the single player valley, how to use archer, how to use cavalry. So yes, I was hoping to someone teach me how to use this properly from the game in the game. Puppets have very nice content. You can have milk it in here. It will be much better activity and gameplay because if I can really learn how to use all the puppets in the game, that will give me extra hours spending in the game and it will be rewarding. Not only that. So yeah, from gameplay, no, season 1 plus and the starter, the game got much better results. Like here, many players were leaving the game already. You can even have many resources to back up my words. And I got some keys. Am I having? I have the 5 on 5. I will go here. I guess they will need much help.
What a brilliant idea.
Anyway, so from the help here, from the gameplay perspective, no, you will see the rating is too low because gameplay here was decent. Alex gaming play was crushing you, but at the end of the day, it was very fun. I enjoyed it. Same because the police effect negative gameplay wasn't that much, but since you are having 60 days of training, advancing and playing, it was solidifying okay. Not that grand good, but it was okay. He was decent. Season 1 you have Saya, you have other gameplays. Villain, all the types were very balanced. The gameplay was decent. So yes, here same effect. Trafalgar and because season 1 was the Archer, Evelyn Trafalgar and others, so it was gone. Season 2 you have Fondle and what was the other guy? So yes, about heroes. Theodore and Fondle. Theodore is good, but not that great. So compared to the new buffs like the War, I want to have a good hero. I want to play with a good hero. In gameplay, Heroes of Cavalry wasn't that decent update compared to the previous one. Like in Trafalgar and Sandron, it was decent because you are having a very offensive battlefield archer. But here it wasn't that very offensive, but more like tank because this gives you tank ability and assault form. Assault form and having a tank ability is OP itself, but not two flying cavalry. It was just one, so 1 plus Saya to have a decent only march cavalry. So yes, it was very restricted and not that easy to guarantee. Compared to the very decent ground heroes you already have, like high speed and pressure accumulation, you have to understand this synergy with this is already OP. Because imagine every 3 seconds. Emery's effectiveness makes you have a wish cycle of 4 seconds all time. So yes, this with this will make at least 1 second gap between the two, which is very nice. More like a shield, but not a shield, because shield will give all the players who attacking you will not want to receive from them damage. But here, only one target will not give you damage. So yeah, it wasn't that effective or nice. So compared to heroes, it wasn't nice. But infantry update was beyond good. Many players, infantry player enjoyed it too well. I had to give it. Gameplay here wasn't that very decent either. Less in policies. Policies wasn't that effective in the battlefield, but negative effect, high negative effect. Because imagine you are having only one mouse. That mouse was supposed to be 300,000, and you can't give it that 300,000. It was 300,000 plus. I remember players who were having 320,000. It was nuts. Imagine you are playing against a mini valley. That was literally happened here. So yes, it was not very decent and unimaginable fights. Yes, it wasn't fair. Then here it was the shot it was only 300. I don't see players beyond 300, so it was nice. Gameplay wasn't wasn't decent at all. It was mediocre. Only old servers who managed to pass 120 days progress. was having a good time, but any new player who played Season 1 and jumped to Season 2 directly skipped the game. And you can see that in the activity of servers from 150 to 200 to 250. From that range, players who skipped that season in the middle was suffering a lot backlash, because here players was already used to spend 60 days, so it was good experience. But here, people who jumped from here to here directly faced the backlash. You're barely making an army of 150, and it was mega in this season. You can't even pass half of the requirement here. That was a backlash of all times. So season 2 was the worst season of all them. Because even at events it was much less. Wonders and rewards was much less than these 2 seasons. No exploring missed, no effectiveness at all compared to the rewards you used to gain from the other aspects. Like, come on, give me something I can feel happy about. So yes, it was very, very sad gameplay. From this section to this section is the deal breaker. I give it to policies. From 5.5 jumping to 8, something you can be proud of in the game itself. Because at the end of the day, the gameplay itself was about experience, and here the devs listened carefully. I give this 8 of 10. There was much more improvement to make, but it was nice experience. Dragon Trail was good here. Dragon Trail was much better. They made it much better. So another half. Yes, it's still lacking because, like I said, Dragon Pets and Wolf Pets and other aspects. To learn it will be much more decent, especially the new updates in Valley. So yes, gameplay was nice. Here gameplay was good. Here gameplay was bad because the Valley itself as aspect was still new. Here gameplay jumped to 9 because the Valley here was skyrocketing and it was very decent update. And the merits was very earnable. First time any small player fun to play can make a rally and fight one-on-one with a T5 player, and you can actually make a win at some rare cases. So it was very decent. Rally to have the ability to attack was a very good thing. You can crush many enemies. It doesn't matter if you are weak or strong, small cap or high cap. You can join with all your members and make fun in the game. So yes, it was nice. Once it got perfect, I added to I just deleted 1 point. It was supposed to be 8 of 10, but it became 7 because policies and everything wasn't that much in the hub. Like, let's be honest, the merit store, the talent store, and everything was rewarding, but the merits itself wasn't that rewarding anymore compared to the catches you used to fight by. So yes, merits needs to be the store of merits needs to be upgraded, which what will make me also edit 7 here. It is still nice, stable, not good, not bad, but it is stable. I give it a 7 out of 10. Gameplay become very stable here after it was very bad. Like this season was the darkest season. So good thing we learned from it. From Heroes. Why I gave Heroes 7 here. Let's give it a reality check. Tohar and Bertrand. Bertrand is decent for magic. But is he excellent? No. Why? This is a buff and debuff at the same time. If not taking normal damage for 3 seconds. That means if they got attacked, 30 stat buff gone. Here. all time by 20%, but all time. Here, all time, all time, all time, all time. Every 20 seconds, but the effect all time in the gameplay when you are fighting. Here, all time, all time, all time. Other condition, yes, our condition to gain extra, but all time buff. So yes, veteran having this debuff is already deadly, very deadly. So yes, it was making me hesitate to upgrade his skills. I don't want to upgrade something I don't want to get the buff of it gone very early. What about Tuhar? Okay, Tuhar is the most unusual one of all of them. For example, after launching 3 normal attacks, Tuhar channels Rage of Latue, dealing damage. Tuhar Legion's casts Rage skill, cooldown ends immediately. So as long as I have a high Rage charging, I can deal very excellent damage. And guess what? I have it here. So yes, Tuhar is very rich channel, but you have to understand only one thing. After launching 3 normal attacks. Now let's go here. This is good, but not good for open battlefield anymore because the rally was nerfed to the point it becomes very useless to encounter enemies anymore, which is kinda sucks because having open field rally was very fun, especially when you don't want to lose your troops by attacking a garrison city. So yeah, you don't attack garrison city, your troops don't die, and you enjoy merits. It was a win-win in all cases, which is something I was highly appreciating about the rally. It's having the ability to defend itself. It was the first and was going to make an icon from Call of Dragons. Sadly, it is gone. Skill damage. Mention this. I gain shelter for 5 seconds. It can be all time. By high reduction and all that. And you gain Keen. Is it good? It is mediocre though. He is buffer, but I don't want buffs that doesn't help me a lot. Like for example, here I have HP, which is decent. I have splash damage, and I remember it was 800. They nerfed it to 100 by 100, so it becomes 700. 600, it was supposed to be 800, it now becomes 700. Yes, that was a change. I used to play Wilder from Season 1. I know what I am saying. So this was a debuff to make Wilder less effective compared to the Vest. That's so how it changed. Many stuff changed, especially in the game basic stat unit. So yeah, it was a change, but it was nice. So yes, from this heroes compared to the new heroes. The new heroes, Archer heroes. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they nice? Actually 8 out of 10. Why 8 out of 10? Let's compare the heroes. Trafalgar and Sandown was 9 out of 10 because they are high offensive heroes. They were decent. The idea, I give it 10 of 10. The idea. Why? First of all, normal. It is passive. It can be synchronized with Sandown because both will give high deadly normal attack damage. Trafalgar will give you critical rate, which at the critical rate is the double damage. But here it was nice. 103 stacks. 250. Let's say you take a guess. When you are making heroes, you look carefully about what you want from them and gains, which is something you must take a check about every time. This is what I call reality check. Whenever you have a problem about your choices in making heroes, you must check them. You're telling me I will buff the stats of health for the most fragile unit in the game. So let's take an example about it. Why it is that fragile. This is fragile. Let's go to the health here. Higher. Higher. What is the neutral enemy for archers? Cavalry. And you have military, and they are supposed to defeat the mages. In the past, this wasn't the buffs they used to have. Like, I know that before it was a change it. This also added, but it buffed him like archers. It got buffed, and mages got nerfed. But anyway, now let's go to here. 1990. And this is high physical damage, high magic, high physical defense and magic, and you have only 330, and this is ranged 241. That is why it is the highest DPS unit in the game. So you are giving me the most fragile unit. Why archers are the most fragile? The defense. Supposed to give me very high damage, but if you are giving me healing, you must give me a healing. That makes sense. So yes, Margaret will give you HP bonus 20%. It's not the highest, but it's the higher than the magic units. So yes, this is effective against magic armor, but the rest, they will crush you easy. Against infantry, against cavalry, you're dead meat. 20% is nice. Healing factor 200, and that is a mega bala clash, because I don't want a healing all time. Like Garwood was a negative for open battlefield. I am having him because I have level 1 golden keys, high golden keys, but at the end of the day I am magic player. So from backlashing from archer by archer players, you are supposed to build lots of stuff to make it useful. It is not the other way around. Like orbits and artifacts supposed to boost your army, but your army already got, like, it makes him much better perform. But here you are limiting and restricting me, because first of all, I must have golden artifact that give me either high defense or high healing, not high damage. Which is the best thing that the options best at high damage. Why not the artifact with high damage? I already have stat buff of 450. That means the 60% damage buff from the artifact wasted, which is something you don't want, but it is. Second thing, 500% damage. So your artifact won't be useful here. And if I want to make defense is not that grand good compared to the rest. So yes, it is not rewarding much to have even defense artifact in Archer. Compare it to health. So I left the defense and I left the damage and I went for the health. Health artifact, why it's the best thing. If my army will give me all these damage buffs and will give me healing, then having a high health standard will make me bad. So Magrat made huge restrictions, unlike the rest. So that's why it's 8 out of 10, not 10 of 10. Because look at Fifag, for example. Gives you critical damage, high chance. Gives you rage accumulation, mouse speed. Gives you defense, attack. That makes you want to go for multiple options for artifacts when you are making a build here. Especially Sandor. For a made damage artifact. I already boost something that already useful here. But the percentage when it become crazy, you don't need to go much more further, because at the end of the day it won't be numbers that count anymore. Like this is a 10,000 skill damage. If the normal attack was 1000, this is 10,000. Why? Compare all this stuff, all these mega buffs, all that damage build. You don't need artifact for damage anymore. You will need two things: healing artifact, HP artifact, war paint that gives you healing. So for the first time, two war paints enter the equation. Two war paints. Where is he? The bear, random skill. 5 seconds, again Virgo HP, 5 seconds, and healing all time. If I have high vision, what else will make me gain? So where's the lizard? Where's the lizard? Sand lizard. You want healing every 6 seconds. Healing factor. If it becomes 75, it is going to be decent. Supplied by intelligence. It becomes larger, of course. If it is a starter is this, then it becomes better. Like for example this. So yes, lizard, don't underestimate it. It will give you decent healing, but it won't be that grand good. So Stone of Awe will be from 6 seconds to 5 seconds, which is something you will love. And if you upgrade it, it becomes much less. So it can be every 4 seconds, which will be very, very decent to bet at that time. Healing effect increasement will also help you a lot. But at the end of the day, it won't be grand good plan if you have just 2 or pets to upgrade or you walk by. Unlike in the past, you used to have multiple much better effects. I'm not gonna lie, over 10 something is not right.
No
No,
time to talk.
some stuff are good, but not
That which is
everything you
full
plan
of take
will be perfectly managed.
What
So yeah,
ancient
between that and
secrets
this,
lie here?
it's good. Why I am making the trades if he was like this. You gain Trafalgar, you gain Frontal, you gain Torah, you gain Bertrand. But for example, everyone have a gameplay. So yes, gameplay remains the same. It got nice, but not that critical. Because policies, merit shop, need to boost a little more. Like how it went. Gameplay. Gameplay here. Once it get nerfed. And it remains the same. Yes, it is 7 out of 10. It's nice. Cold. It can be better. Yes, it can be better. It is nice. It is not like unacceptable. No, no. Plus B2, you have turrets. You have many tactics. So to split the nerfing, and it got much better with the skills. It got much better here in Dragon Trail, and he was Gauch and Neka were very Gauch and Skogul. Of course, Neka was very buff to them for DBS and many other aspects. Events and worlds. Between this and this, it become better. The events become much frequent, regular, unlike before. So the game was under development, so yes, but here it become much fairly decent. So let's rate the last final worlds. Are the worlds of season B2 better or not from season T1 and B1? Actually, the worlds remains the same. It didn't get better, it didn't get less. It is actually mediocre. It is very nice. 8 out of 10. Yes, it is much better results, but policies need to change. And here comes the comparison between the two. Why this is better in here and why this is better in there. So let's get started, shall we? First of all, merit gain. In order to gain a good merits, a CPU recovery was good for hunting dark rates. Here, this was very decent upgrade. I liked the policies because it was the first time the devs actually listened, and they buffed the peacekeeping, they buffed the things that we were having very difficult to have, like XP bonus. Stamina limit expanding was very nice idea because it's actually futuristic investment. And prestige gain because you were having now to kill darklings, so yes, it was actually decent. Leisure capacity by percentage, which was very limited, and at the same time it was balancing out the gameplay. So yes, it is something worse as I expect. Here it was very catchy. I like it the part, but not much. For example, here you are having restrictions. You need X to get Y. Same with here. I want something like this. Something to tell me I can freely choose and get the next thing by the same way. I freely choose. I don't want something to restrict me. If I want the limiter, cap limit, or percentage, I am aware I am having 240 million soldiers. I have 50 million, so it doesn't matter. Once I get this prestige, I gain much more value. Or I increase my capacity, so I can fight much better. I am aware I want to enjoy more spending in something I want. So yes, 15%, and you actually here have 10% to 15%. So that makes it 30% at a specific thing like mana or any element you want. It doesn't matter. You are winning at that point. When it comes to this point, you are the winner. So yes, it was rewarding. In a very respectable manner. So yes, I loved it much more. What about the rest? Is there something I can do that can surpass my limits? Actually, yes, much far better. But here was the thing that made it not that very good. Everyone hated this cursed sword. Look, no one will ever love this debuff. No one wanted his tools to die. If you made it like, you will gain 5% more damage, but you will lose 5% HP from your cavalry. I am not a cavalry player. I will join your infantry. I am Archer player. You mages. That will be much far decent from this. Treat it like a semi. Why people fight hard to pick this semi cities? Let's go here. If I get 10% attack, this is mega buff. I want it. This is mega buff. I want it. This is mega buff. I want it. But here is the catch. In policies itself, you're telling me my tools will die. So yes, add game rating from policies. Here it is 8 and here it is 7 because at the end of the day, with my other account here. Let's go here.
What ancient secrets lie here?
In the comparison. Now comparing the two. Nice. This is nice. It remains the same. Big change here. Much better. No one will dislike it. It is good buff, attack buff. But here is a catch. I am here requiring to gain that. Here, I didn't require it. I was having a choice between choosing the two. This returning will be much better. This is mega update. I like it. Very like it. But Cursed Swords again is not something I will ever cause. It will not even come to my mind to go for it. So yes, treat it like a semi-city, it will be much more decent than the other ones.
What ancient
And let's
secrets
see if they are
lie here?
playing or not. It's going to be much better to check. We are still destroying this. Maybe we'll witness in 2 minutes some actual war. Anyway, let's return again to the comparison. So yes, policies needs a little change. It got maneuver. Why? Here it was 2 points to take. First of all, not much elixir production and not much options like this. Here there are 3 negatives. First of all, number 1. You give me offers here. Each one is good. But this one is nerfed. You want me to be convinced that 10% merit gain. No, it's 10% prestige. Okay, 10% prestige. Are you telling me after reaching all of this that I will be interested in this? 10%? At least give it fairness, like you give it here. Give him cap limit expansion, reduction, limit gain. Give me here cap limit. It will be fair, balance it. Health care. This is nerf, but look at here. Reduction 50%. That is nice, mega nice. 20% cap limit. These two matching together. It's good. Even if you are going to lose this will not even scare away, because to lose 4 million you must at least have a very negative health reduction, which is impossible to happen in one rate. So yes, if I left the game I will be zeroed, but if I am not leaving the game and I play in Garrison and I got raided out, it's impossible to reach that number. It will barely to be 1 million. And I am talking from the experience of older games like Rise of Kingdoms. One rally, it will be very very hard to pass 1 million death rate unless you have more than 10 million in your app. So this is first round, it will be good. But second round, it will be deadly. For sure. So yes, here it is not fair at all to have just a prestige gain. Cap limit will balance it out. Like how it is this, but will balance it. 500 and reduction here. Cost reduction. Because if you look carefully at the cost reduction, I'm having here 20%. I'm having here 10%. If I am using the season, also 10%. That means 40% at base. Whether I choose the 25%, which is the middle choice, or I choose the 50%, the other choice, means 90% reduction. That is very decent when you are talking about whale or you are talking about T5 itself. In general, T5 will at 90% cost reduction will be much more appealing to use resources. Because at the end of the day, once you reach T5, there's nothing else to use. Like, you maxed out all the research, you maxed out everything. You just train tools and you continue train tools. That is the only thing you spend the resources at. So from that perspective, yes, the game is easy. But from the balance itself, no, it is not. So yes, 7 out of 10. Gameplay is nice, but it could have been better. Like this, you could have made much more better important things. 7. After the Valley nerfing at everything, policies upgraded, which was making the gameplay much nice. Not gonna lie. Let's hope just we will never return to this stage before. We will never return to this. Let's hope that. And like that, the gameplay ended. We made the rewards. Rewards is not simple because you have to understand, like for example, the Wonders. It was rewarding at season 1. That is why it was good. But you didn't have any more rewards. Like you have high growth rate, but it wasn't that much of growth. So yes, it was not very decent. And from experience here, let's give you a fact, a reality check. I got rallied twice, and that is what happened to me at the end. The gameplay here can also be upgraded. I would love to see much more new stuff. What is decent, but it become much more relevant because you are now having multiple stuff, multiple events to witness every week. There is no week without any rewards or any events, which is nice to see. But other than that, from all perspectives, this is the middle line. This is much better. but at the end of the day, the same gameplay. I'm not gonna change it. Heroes, it wasn't that good. Mages weren't that decent, let's be honest. Bertrand was good. You have now variety in magic, so it was nice, but not that nice. Like compare splash damage of Wilder and the villain, and now you have Bertrand and Toha who single target. Splash damage is still relevant. Many players use them instead because they are good. So hope in the future more of the heroes with splash damage will be used. Single target is not that critical. Like you have much more decent choices to make. And the heroes of this is 8 out of 10. They are usable. I rate them based on how the players can use them, like the variety. Zayda is more than good. Match everything because it's a buffer. And passive buffer, the strongest type. While Maggot is not open feed at all, unless you are having high health and high charging. If you're having a health artifact, trust me, it is a win. You are going to use it all time. So yes, from that perspective, let's go. Are they even gonna fight each other? I can finally see some actions, which is something I love to see. Finally some action. And that is why I like the gameplay. The gameplay is nice, you have new strategies, but it could have been better. Like, tell me something new that I didn't have from Season 2 Plus. Like, from Season 2 Plus, the game become better because of this. But once you get used to it, you want to experience much better gameplay. Like, I was expecting much more better. And the team is returning again. It is still nice gameplay, and they gain the buffs from the Alliance. I wish Alliance tech could have been improved, not just this. That would have helped much in the open battlefield. Like how you buffed the policies, buffing the alliances would have been better. Now let's go to the last and the least thing about you. So I think I made it the final here. I will mark the minute because this is important. Okay, let's go to the update. The Major game changer. I asked the game developer personally about it. Like I said, they were I respect. So let's get started. Let's read first the game itself. The game announcement. It's your old pal. And it was indicated in Battle Kayla. Here bringing you the largest and greatest news. Version 1024 Realm Reborn. It agreed together to propose the world. Well, if I am watching season 1 and I recorded it, we agreed in Hunting the Dark Lanes. First, let's conquer the world. Major update. Release of the Realm system, Everlasting Realm. After the end of Season 1, this land will be reserved as Home Realm, becoming eternal home and the starting point for players. This is decent, but let's talk about the most decent part. Becoming the eternal home and the starting point for players of content. So I'm supposed to play Tamaris in old seasons and new seasons, old servers and new servers. Tamaris will be a terminal, which is nice. Having instead of surgeons that I used to, in order to surge, I will travel, no backing, no helping. I will just surge to the tooth zone, and from that point I will stop. But here I will return to the kingdom. And from that I asked sensitive question. I will check that later. Let's go here first. I asked them about a very decent question. Will we face the same thing that we faced in we face the same points in resurgence? And they answered, the players of Realm Realm will enter the season to compete. Ask them about 3 cases here, because this resurgence change will be good, but also at the same time it will, I don't know how it will work. So I asked, and the same here. King arrived. You're supposed to be a king. Now let me ask you, if you are from the old servers, is anyone who used to occupy a dragon still exist as alliance in that place? The answer is no. I know many. I'm so from server 54 and from many servers, even the new servers like 200. I was part of EC. The entire alliance moved from EC to other alliances, to other servers. So how you will face an entire alliance that is moved out? So of course I was fearing this will backfire, but actually it didn't backfire, because according to them, this was the answer. When Home Realm Mechanic is released in the future, alliances will not be able to migrate as a whole, so there is no dragon effect. The points awarded for completing the Titan Legacy challenge will increase, so the difficulty to complete challenges is the same. And this is futuristic problem I am talking about. But the first line, as you see, this answers very extreme question, eternal question. How can I own a dragon in Tamaris when I left the entire place? So this is the answer. There will be no future alliance migration as a whole anymore. So you must leave the Dragon Owned Alliance or concur the Dragon Owned Alliance in Tamaris so you can have the access. So this is critical. And arrive skills, extraordinary talents. So basically it is like other games, like the predecessor game and the system. So yes, it will be changeable. After season 1 ends, players can only create alliances in their home, and created alliances will be automatically be affiliated to the realm. Players can only join alliances in the same realm as themselves. This is critically important, because that means you must join the union if you want to enjoy together. You want to be able to migrate, to travel or migrate as alliance, but you will be able to migrate as a person. But that person will not join alliances other than their own region, his own server from the start. This is mega good and may move the needle to excellent in the next future season. Why? No betrayal. Literally, no betrayal. Secondly, even if people bothering you, like the farm killers, the whales who like to leave everything and come pissing you off when you are farming or living in peace, having a problem to move out from your region because of them, having critical issues, all that will be done. You won't have to worry about this anymore. No more enemies starting around your alliances, which was big nerfs. So yes, you are having your own season, you will enjoy your own Tamaris. And here is the big catch. You will return safely home without loss. When I asked about the surgeons, I was fearing that I will have the same impact, 80% to loss and everything. No, goodbye to that. You will just return to your home wallet, your old Tamaris, from the current season without any issue. Just teleportation cost, it doesn't affect anything. Like it is stated here, it will be teleported randomly and everything. So zero loss is actually critical important. And I respect that a lot. I asked about the alliance resources because let's see, get reality check here. Which here, about here, yes. Current alliance tech progress will be reserved. Alliance gifts will be reserved. Alliance resources will be reserved. I have mega deal problem with him than anything else in the game. Why? Because that means when you are used to spend in technology to gain donations, so you can have both silver coins to buy teleportation and to buy useful things here. Changing the name if you are a newcomer, speed ups, everything was very critical and highly needed. And remember, the most important factor is this one over here. Enjoying farming silver coins was the best gifting thing to see, and you gain also prestige. So this backfiring a lot, especially at the start of the seasons, because you need to have policies not be served. Merits will open every 72 hours, which is very nice at the start of every season. But say goodbye to advancing levels, high rewards from your chests, alliance chests, instead of working it from 0 to 30, 40, 50, and gain all the extra rewards from it, it will be much more harder to gain it. Yes, indeed, it will be hard. This is the negative impact. But from here, this is positive. This is positive, and this is positive. So yes, 3 out of 4 are positive things to mention. So yes, I am very optimistic about the events that we will get. I wish if they can cheap the Alliance silver coins since it will be rare. It's personal request. I humbly wish it can be happen. So yes, it is the buff, but We have I gave him the feedback. I asked 5 questions, and they answered. Orbits and other skills will be useful. And like that, the 6 seasons are not rechargeable, going to be rechargeable. It will be very, very hard to use the skills. It won't be easy to anymore to farm silver coins like how we used to farm before. So yeah, it will be negative effect in alliances, but it is still decent because having the entire buffs from the early will be good. So yeah, between this and that, it is in the between. Not good, decent, not bad.
Humankind
It is
must protect
not
itself.
between the two.
I fought
Not at all.
alongside His Majesty.
And as you can see, the wars still continue, which is what I like in the gameplay. But the gameplay need to upgrade. At season 1, start of the season, you enjoy to be T4 player, everything was decent. It become better, but no, it didn't become better. But it was still good. You have 60 days of experience, so it was very exciting. Fight as a T4 player, but not that good. Policies remains the same, the difficulty remains the same, Behemoth is everything remains the same, that is why it is not even rewarding. So I don't want to see the power remaining constant, then return to the down again. We don't want to return to this point again. 9 is good, keep it like 9 or 8. Don't go lower. That is what I wish for the game to progress better. And like that, I finished the game update. Game update is nice, very, very nice, especially from their talk. So I hope everyone enjoys the game rating. Good luck everyone in the gameplay. And like I said, the policies need major updates. I'm not gonna lie, it needs critical change. Look, here is good. This is nice. Many players like this. Forcing it to upgrade to level 2 is not recommended. Like, I don't want to see that recommendation again. People like toys. No problem in having max level toys. But some players don't. And you give the freedom of choice here and policies. So don't force me to have that here. Keep it level 1 and move on. I don't want that again. And here it was decent choice. It is not bad idea to have this. So yes, I humbly ask again if that can be returned. This to return will be Mega Boost. This is decent. This was much good. I preferred this on the old system. Not gonna lie. Having the ability to choose between these two is good, and keep it like this. I don't want to again to see the change, because if 800% merit, 800% elixir cap boost was something for decent. Many players liked, and here the choice between 5 or 5% along this, not be choosing between the two. It is like this along this was much more acceptable. Like I want that. Return it again. This was excellent choice. Make this a long extra. Like give me the extra. Don't reduce it. Expand the map. Expanding the map always rewarding. Like you expanded it. I want that. I don't want this comparison again. Why? Let me just give everyone a reminder by calculator. 100,000 from 0.45. That's 5.5%. Unless I have that army, 1.8 million, I will always fix this. So if I did quick math, this is winner. And for the newcomers, this will be the winner over this. And that is very bad impact because I want Elixir expansion in production and the limit. That is why season tier 1 policies wins. Because I have the freedom of choice between expanding my resources and my healing the way I desire. So yes, sadly, this is much nicer policies. T1 wins the battle when it comes to policies than B2. What about I don't want Elixir production, I want the other productions. You made it nice in other productions, but you nerfed the fun to play player. Fun to play player capabilities expanded by seasons, and we are talking about 6 seasons. If my farm account is 1.5 million, that means my main should be at least 3 million. Because that is 6 seasons impact. I played the game for 1 year. 1 year. In daily you are training units, you gain at least that number. 2 million is the minimum, and I wish something changing. This need to be changed, adjusted to be fair like this. This is far decent. Like, I love this. I want it again. But why I didn't pick it? We'll gain 10%. Okay, I have 10% from the other buffs. So that make it balanced. I want to use this. It's like that. Like, you gifted me this and here. So if I sacrifice 2 points of season talent, I gain this 20%, not only 10%. 30% boost is far decent, but I already have 10% and I gain prestige. Am I regretting this? Yes, because I would prefer much more resources, but anyway, it is good. Because if I have this season 10%, so 20% prestige buff, I can make a good hit with it. But I already achieved everything I want from this tree. What? Maxing this? Okay. Maxing this? Okay. Look at my prestige. It's already high. To want to make a hit? It doesn't. Returning CP will be good idea. I don't want small policy tree, I want it to be large. Like how it was to be at season 1. Season 1 you gain prestige by daily, so it become balanced between the two. Of course you have extra high production, but here you will have mega extra production. And it is not rewarding. You don't gain the fair equivalent of how you gained before. That is why this one is in decline, because it needs mega change. At least give it max capos. Even if I am not a whale, I will think of it as a fair thing. Like, you give extra cap here. Instead of 2 million, 2 million and 500, 2 million and 200, it will be much better. Let's see, say here. Look at here. This would have been much larger. They are telling me that this is what they are telling me to have. That is why it is not a grand good plan. While here, it's still less. Like I took the 50,000 and it's still much far less from I used to have. This reduction in Elixir will always backfire. Why fun to play players are not T5. And even if they become T5, they won't spend that much resources. Unless it becomes mega reduction, because to convince a fan to play player as a T5 player to spend resources, that means he maxed everything. And it will take at least another year to see someone who maxed this amount. How many days I played in this account? $309 days. And I am in that stage of reaching T5. I can reach T5 because I have season shop, I have other shops. So this reaching will be far easier and much better in focus, because I literally found much more birds today than any time before.
It's a good day to fight.
So yes, it is rewarding.
Nothing with him.
Gameplay
This is
is
even
good,
more
but
tiring than I've
it can be better.
eh?
So in general, policies need to be worked on. Heroes is good. It could have been better. Let's hope better seasons. If the next season will not have an cavalry, winged cavalry, it will backfire badly. Because Fondle is expected to have and you are expected to have a Valley Theodore, a Valley Cavalry. So a Valley Cavalry will be a hit. It will make many players interested in investing. But for sure, if the next one won't be another winged to match Fondle, it will backfire badly. Very badly. Because many players don't use cavalry unless they have the winged marshes. But you can have a Fragger in ground and the people still use it and like it much more. Why? Fragger critical damage on the assault and everything. But here, single target. Speed penetration. And you want me to replace these two to give me 40% health and the others on the ground? No, it will backfire. So the winged is here restricting them into a tight corner. So let's hope the new heroes will be usable in all cases, like how it used to be with Fragger. The Fragger at the Sandon is still usable till now. Even with Saida, even with Maggot, because they are full offensive and very rewarding. Kenara and Neko, very offensive and counter attack damage. It's 60%. It is impossible to avoid counter attack damage. Counter attack damage is mega buff. 20% here and 20% normal attack damage. Let's check now. Maximum attack. Counter attack damage 30%. That is 50% counter attack damage. Counter attack damage 50% when many players attacking you is insane. So yes, that is why they still work. 6 seasons and they are useful. And people play them. Fondle and Theodore. Fondle need to have someone shining him up. Not Seiya. Seiya is shiny and glowy, but 6 seasons is far enough for him. I don't want him to be killed, but I want him to be used as a support, which is belong to. But here we are tightening up like Fondle and Seiya, no extra options. It will backfire. So yeah, in game seasons, we made all that red again and again, I repeat. That is how it works. and based by experience because 308 days here, and in the second account that used to be a season at server 200. How many days I played the game? Let's check it out. 252. So that says a lot about the gameplay itself. I played that too, and I enjoyed them, and I wish to enjoy the game much more. So this is the review for the game. Events, it was decent. You gained much more better events by moving on. So it was not very good at the start. It was an early game. I give it fairly 7 out of 10. 6 because you repeated the events, but you didn't give new events. It wasn't that good. Because events was like you wait a week to gain event, which is not good for a starter progress. So basically, it was more farming and fighting. Here it was still the same, which backfired a lot because I farmed a lot because there was no gain in fighting with merits. Merit gain even sucks a lot. Here, merit gain was highly rewarding. It was early starter. Events started to become much popular. Events become better. Events got better because it became regular. Here it wasn't that regular compared to this, which I like mostly and I love. So if you even kept it up like this, being regular, it will be good to see. While rewards, it was here much better. It here that it. B1, it was good upgrades. Wonders upgrading villages, everything. It was nice. It was an excellent experience. Here it become much better because behemoths, the turrets, the spires, everything become much more rewarding to see. The gameplay was nice. Here it is returned to 8 because I used to the same world like no expectations. Like here I was surprised. Here, yeah, the same thing. You don't get anything new, but it is good. So it's not that highly, but it is good. In the amount itself, it is decent. But here I was surprised by how many things you can get from, like the Spire itself was very very rewarding. Here the Spire as a new introduction wasn't that decent, but once you get used to understand the Spire, it become much far better. So at T1, the Spire and everything they built here shined here, which is something I must admit, it shined perfectly here, which is even better than the other ones at season one. Season one, I was very very beginning of the game, so yes, it was expecting to not have very decent words, but it was a good starter words. Then it become less better, excellent, expect here, heals, excellent, not that good, surprisingly good. Pentari was a big surprise actually. Mage is mediocre. I won't say anything like that. Excellent. No, it's not excellent. Zayda is excellent. No one can blame anything about Zayda. Like, I dare anyone to even try to make me feel Zayda like not important hero. It's basically 10 out of 10 build. As a build hero, independent, can match all the aspects, can use it in garrison, open field, any place, and it will work perfectly. Rally, everything, it match all the terms, which is excellent. Peacekeeping, excellent. Everything, excellent. So yes, I like it more. But Maggot, many players to lie to use it. It's an identity crisis between healing. You can't use it excellently in behemoths like how you use Syndon and Fefaga. Because I spent days before I make that because I was hoping to see players who use these heroes efficiently. War pits, you must have sand lizard. You must have specific things like artifacts. Artifacts. Defense is good, but not excellent. Attack not recommended. Wasted. After all the mega buffs you have having in the attack, extra attack will not make it. Like you are sending water to someone who have an ocean. It is like that. You are sending water to someone who own a lake, ocean. Not that mega of a change. It won't affect you. So HB. So yes, restricting the hero to specific circumstances to see him efficiently walking always backfire. And many even complained about it before even it come out because an Archer Garrison that fully works on Garrison is a luxury. So yes, Maggot is good the Garrison hero. No one gonna deny it. But open field, people you need specific elements to get its maximum benefit, which is backfiring a lot. And like that, I end the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in next time in game review. And I hope the next time will be much better. So see you later.